Hi, everybody. This is Nick with the Homebrew Game Club. I am here today and I am playing Lizard, a homebrew game for the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System. This game was released in 2018. It was developed by a guy named Brad Smith, and it is one of my favorite homebrews ever. It is a pretty tough game. It's a side-scrolling. It's a 2D action platformer. It is. I said side-scrolling. That's incorrect. It is an open-world game, so it has a very large, expansive map. It's quite a big game for a homebrew, and some people really like it. Some people really don't. I am one of the people who really loves it. So we actually covered this game. It was the very first game that we covered on the Homebrew Game Club podcast. So if you go to our podcast feed and you go all the way back to episode 1, Lizard is we talk about this game, my two co-hosts and I, and yeah, so I thought I would do a live stream of this game, but my computer wasn't going to have it. So instead, what I'm just going to do is play through the game and talk about it while I play through it. So my goal here today is to beat this game in 45 minutes or less. My fastest time in this game is 45 minutes and 17 seconds. So I just barely missed it last time. So I'm going to try a new route that I haven't tried before. Please note, if you're watching this playthrough to try to get some hints about how to beat this game, I'm going really fast. I'm not trying to get the best ending in the game. I'm just trying to get an ending. So keep that in mind. And it's an exploration-based game. So that's part of the fun is just wandering around in the game and trying to make sense of it all. So, you know, a speed run, if you watch a speed run or something, and this is not going to be a speed run, but if you watch any kind of playthrough, you're not going to get that part of the game. So I would strongly recommend, if you're interested after watching this, that you go play it. But I'm going to go ahead and jump right into this right now, and let's see if I can beat this game in 45 minutes. Here we go. So you start off dropping out of the sky with the Lizard of Knowledge. Lizard of Knowledge is every lizard that you have. You're wearing a little suit, and every lizard has a superpower. One superpower, and the Lizard of Knowledge's superpower is that he can talk to animals and he can kind of decipher the language of this world, and that comes in very handy if you are trying to get the best ending of the game. If you're not, then he's pretty useless, and so that's why I'm really not going to use him very much on this run. I hate these owls. They have very idiosyncratic movements. They dip like that, but it's not on. It's just kind of random when they decide to come down. This is. Wah! Whew. That is tough platforming. And if it looks like I made it easy, it's because I ran through that about 50 times before I hit record. So, all right. Yeah, so here is a purple obelisk, the Lizard of Knowledge. It looks like gibberish, but what the Lizard of Knowledge is doing is when he reads those, he is learning to interpret the language of the world. So, yeah, your character is just a little avatar. It's randomly generated. Your hair and skin color is randomly generated. So, yeah, you're wearing a suit. You're wearing a little lizard suit. That's your head poking out. It looks like a beak or a mouth or something. That's actually your face. And what I picked up here is the Lizard of Surf. And the superpower of the Lizard of Surf is that it has a little surfboard. And it can skip across the surface of the water, which is very useful if you want to cross a large body of water, such as a river. Again, I just want to stress one thing that you really can't get through a YouTube playthrough like this is the sense of exploration that you get just by wandering around inside of this game. And some people really love that, and some people just really do not. Because the game does not tell you where to go. Now, I know it looks like that's hard, probably hard to get when I'm just kind of very deliberately going places, but it's not like the game doesn't tell you why you should explore. There's no go save the princess or anything like that. It literally just drops you into the world, and it's like, hey, go have fun, go figure it out. Some people just don't like that. So this here is a little mini game. It's a little like the Turbo Tunnel in Battletoads. There's nothing else in this game that's quite like this. I really like this section. The music here is really cool. And it's just kind of a fun little break from the rest of the game. The one thing I don't like, when you die, at any point you have to start over way back at the beginning. So hopefully I am going to manage to not wipe out. And the game is one-hit kills. You get no life bar in Lizard. And everything can kill you. Even that duck. The duck can kill you. All right, we're almost done here. Eventually, these are going to get too close together that I won't be able to weave anymore. Oh, that was close. Oh, dang it. So because you generally do not have any kind of offensive capabilities, the boss fights mostly just involve you trying to dodge and sort of wait the boss out, or defeat it in some kind of indirect way, like I'm doing here. This is one of the easier boss fights. There are 6 bosses in the game, and you can beat them in any order. And there is an ideal lizard to use for each boss, but you kind of like Mega Man, but you don't have to beat them that way. And in fact, if you use different lizards, you can kind of do fun stuff sometimes. Like if you're the Lizard of Knowledge, when you are fighting the bosses, he can actually talk to them and you can get lines of dialogue. Got it. So if I were the Lizard of Knowledge, I would be able to decipher that. So every time that you beat a boss, you get an ending, which is kind of confusing, but the game is not over. And you just go back to the beginning. But what you can do is, instead of going through that door, you can go off to the left here. This would be where you enter a password, but if you go through this door, you will just continue where you left off. And that is really important if you want to beat the game quickly. So this is the Lizard of Bounce. And the superpower that this lizard has is that it has these cool white boots, which can make it bounce very high, but not really underwater. Okay, so this is a pretty challenging section of the game. This is called the Void Zone that's coming up here, and the screens don't work quite the same way as the rest of the game. It is deliberately confusing. I'm not quite there yet. Oh, these little crabs are jerks. All right, here's the Void Zone. And I'm going to stop and look here. I have notes and a map that I'm looking at on my screen here. So if you see me just kind of randomly stop and say like, huh, where the hell am I? That's what I'm doing. I'm looking at my map. Hi. Where am I going? Down? Yes. Let's go down. Hey, save stone. Hey, so those do not save your game. They're like checkpoints. If you die, you'll start over there. Jerk. Hate those guys. Okay, let me see if I do this right. Here we go. Ah! Yes! Okay, this is a tough little bounce here. I gotta wait. Those little dingo things are very fast. Yes! Alright, boss number 2. So I think this is one of the more difficult bosses. There's a lot of randomness to this fight. Some of these bosses have very set patterns. This one it's a little more mixed up, so that makes it tougher, I think. Sort of a Cheshire cat. So every time that I land on its head, another star starts to fly across the screen. If I hit a star, I will die. Which is important because when I jump on its head, I will just fly through the bottom of the screen and come back at the top. So you don't want to miss. Because especially after hitting it a few times, if you miss, you're probably going to die. Because you're probably going to hit a star. And the stars appear at kind of random spaces. They make it very difficult to jump here. All right. Go. One more time. Now, thankfully, the stars are not too close to my head here. Low one. Oh, that was slow. If I jump on them while they're still sparkly like that, I will die. Yes! There, got it. Now, here's a funny thing. Sometimes, you can still fall off here and hit those stars and die. Even after you beat the boss. I do stuff like that all the time. Hopefully not on this run. Here's my ending. All right. Am I going to continue? No, I'm not going to continue. Not this time. Let's do this. Yeah. Just to be on the safe side. Whoa! Damn. So there's a couple different ways to go here. I decided... Oh, damn it. Ah, that's going to add a couple minutes. Or at least a minute. Yeah, there's a couple different ways to go here. I decided to go this way. It might be faster to go through the void, but I really did not want to go through the void again. And this is pretty fast. The problem with the void is that I get lost, even when I have a map to the area. All right, here we go. Lizard of Swim. I get lost playing this game a lot, even though I've beaten it like, I don't know, 7 or 8 times now. Those blue frogs will kill you. So here's a tough little platforming section. It's not that bad, it's just a little somewhat tedious. So one thing there's 2 things to note about the platforming in this game that, 2 tips that can really help you. One of them is in the manual, and that's the hard stop. So when you're jumping, if you press down on the directional pad, you will stop faster when you land. Because normally you have this weird little slide when you land, and it makes the game's controls feel a little floaty. A lot of people really do not like that. I got used to it, but I gotta tell you, like, I did not know about the hard stop thing, and the first, I don't know, maybe 3 hours I played this game, I was constantly wrestling with the stops and dying because I'd fly off of platforms, and that was very frustrating. The other thing I'm doing a lot is I do a quick jump, which is when you land, right before you land, you press, you can press the A button. And if you do that, then the very split second that you land, you will do another jump immediately. And you can just chain jumps that way, and that can be very useful if there's enemies on platforms and you're trying to get through quickly. So, you know, as I said, I'm just trying to get through the game as fast as possible here. That's not going to help me. Okay, here we go. So I think this is definitely one of the tougher bosses in the game. Mainly because there's only one place that I can stand here. If I land on any of those little bubbles, I will die. It's a common theme in this game. Hey, if I do that, I will die. Yipes. Got off my rhythm. So, I mean, there's really just a pattern here. I'm kind of going in a circle. And I have to stay on this one little patch. So when I played this game before, the main thing that trips me up on the time is just dying because I get killed by the bosses. But I'm doing pretty well here. Okay. Continue this time. All right. Yipes. It's a tricky little corridor. Helps to have a turbo controller here. All right, so this is the Lizard of Stone, and this is the lizard that I'm going to use for the rest of the game. All right. So where am I going here? I'm going to the... Yes. Right. Just checking my map. Speaking of the map, so here is the front side. This is Recto. You go through the door and you've got Verso. It's the other side. The way that the map works is it's actually something like Kind of like Goonies 2. There's a front and a back. And it took me the longest time to wrap my head around that. It's still sometimes confusing. So the superpower of the Lizard of Stone is that when you press the B button, you actually turn into a statue. And you are invincible. Which is kind of cool. In a game where everything kills you. So what I'm doing here, I'm going to climb this mountain. I like the music in this section also. Got these cool penguins. The penguins are actually harmless until you jump on their heads, which I really don't like. Sorry. So the ideal lizard to use in this section is called the Lizard of Heat, and I don't actually get him on this run. Ah, crap, I missed that jump. Jeez. Okay. I don't actually consider myself that good at platformers, but I've played this game a lot. This guy's an asshole. I'm playing very conservatively here because I'm trying not to die. So here we go, another boss. So yeah, if you have the Lizard of Heat here, you can just roast this guy. But if you have any other lizard, you've got to kind of lure him into this fire. Don't get too close. This is another one of, I think, the easier bosses. And again, I mean, if it looks like I'm just sailing through this game, this was many, many hours of kind of trial and error and trying to figure out. Like, I didn't even think this guy could be beaten without the Lizard of Heat. But I think I just finally ran out of its way one time and accidentally had it run into the fire. Oh. So I'm going to keep the Lizard of Stone, and now I'm going to go down here. Bunk. And on the other side of the ice mountain is actually a volcano. Oh no! What am I... terrible. Playing really sloppy today. Jeez. This is the most harmless looking enemies in the game being placed in the most inconvenient places. That is a very Lizard experience. Ah, hello, asshole. So the Lizard of Stone is actually the ideal lizard to beat these raccoons with. And it makes this fight very easy. Yeah, another cool thing about the Lizard of Stone is that if you turn into a statue while you're in the air, you will drop very quickly, which really takes a lot of the slipperiness out of the controls. Yeah, just like that. Haha. All right, here we go. Gonna go the other direction. Past this guy. Oops. Yeah, okay, I'll take it. Whoa. Oh, Jesus Christ, what a... Ah! Ow. Forgot about that guy. Hey. Normally I land on the bridge. That's why I was kind of thrown off. Oh, hell. Alright, here I'm again. Jerk. As I said, I'm going to the little castle section over there on the right with the hedge maze underneath it. These guys suck. Alright. Alright, here's my old friend the owl. Another asshole. So, I would normally use the Lizard of Push here. The Lizard of Push has the ability to push, if you see these big pink blocks out of the way. This is another section of the game where I tend to get really lost, even though I've played it many times. It's called the maze. I mean, it's another section where you're expected to get very confused. And there's some challenging enemies here, and the platforming is not that simple. Whoa. That was close. Got a haircut from that guy. Again, I am playing very conservatively here. So if I kind of look like a wimp, you know, you're like, geez, this guy. You're absolutely correct. I've made several stupid deaths now, and so I don't want to make that mistake again. Alright, here we go. Finally out of that area. So this is the palace. And I really like the music here, but it is odd. So on our podcast, when we did this episode, my co-host tried to figure out the time signature on the music in this area, and I think it almost broke his brain. If you can figure it out, let me know in the comments. Oh, that's the wrong way. Ah, I keep getting lost. Little blue frog there, just in case you mess up. Yes. I have no idea if I'm on pace to beat my time here. Where is my... No. That's right. This way. Here's a tough little jump. Yes! Alright, there's one of the pink blocks that you would get to push if you were the Lizard of Push. Since I am not the Lizard of Push, I'm the Lizard of Stone. And that is... Alright! So this boss is a platforming challenge. It is exactly the same boss every time. These little laser beams fly out at exactly the same pace. You cannot get too high or you will jump into the fly. And of course, if you get too low, you're obviously toast. And those laser beams are not great either. Now, if I were the Lizard of Push, I could push these blocks into the frog's eyes, which would make it stop shooting those lasers at me. But second best thing to do is to have this Lizard of Stone, which makes the platforming easier, as well as makes me invincible. So this is honestly, I think, an easier way to beat this fight. And I'm not saving any time by using the Lizard of Push or Stone, because as I said, it's... Ow! Woof! Boy, that was close. It's exactly the same platforming challenge every single time you play it. Oof, man. Okay, I'm almost done here. Oh my god, that was close. As I said, I'm playing very conservatively here. I'm really trying not to die. No! Shit! Alright, let's do it again. See, here's the thing about this boss fight. If you die, you have to do the whole friggin' thing again. Ah, this is where my run goes to die, I'm telling you what. And it's not even that hard, it's that I, like, choke. Ah. See, the thing, you can't get too eager, you know, because you get excited and you hit that fly. Now, see, if I hadn't had the hard stop there with the statue, I probably would have just flown off the edge that time. I think this is about where I ate it last time. Almost there. Whew. Boy, that was close. Oh, man. I don't know why I find that so damned hard. All right. Oops. All done. All right, one more time. We're going to get the Lizard of Stone. Now, I have beaten all 6 bosses. At this point, if I wanted the best ending in the game, I would want to be using the Lizard of Knowledge. Oh yeah, you can walk on the clouds. Boop. But because I don't want the best ending, I just want the fastest ending, I am going to use the Lizard of Stone. Come all the way back here. And here we go. So, if you have any other lizard, this is an incredibly difficult platforming challenge. But when you have the Lizard of Stone, you can just goof around up here. Hi. Yeah, I'm not really supposed to be up here, but... So yeah, if you had the Lizard of Knowledge, you could decipher what he's saying. But because I don't, I'm just gonna party. Hey. Yeah, when you can understand him, that's how you get the good ending. But you also have to do this hellacious platforming. And I don't trust myself to do it without dying, so that's why I'm here with the Lizard of Stone, because it would be the fastest way to beat the game. And what is he saying? I don't want to spoil it, so maybe that's another playthrough. Oh. I know this probably feels anticlimactic, but you know, it wouldn't be if I were hopping around on these damn flaming platforms. Is this cheating? I don't think so. The game lets you do it. I mean, the game is kind of designed to let you push the boundaries of it. So if something is too hard, there's usually an easy way to do it. Like this. I mean, this is a section that I think a lot of people might say this is just a giant pain in the ass, and I don't think I can beat this. But you know what? If you want to beat it, grab the Lizard of Stone, and then hey, you're fine. That's it. There he goes. Bye. And here I go. That's it. The game is over. I can fly. Woo. Oh, bad ending. That's okay. What's my time? Did I beat it? Did I beat 45 minutes? Yes! 34 minutes! Wow. Now this route paid off. Okay, well that's cool. 34 minutes and 1 second. 5 deaths. Man, that is definitely I thought I was playing like crap. Alright, so that's Lizard. Homebrew game from 2018 made by Brad Smith. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. If you'd like to hear us talk about this game on the podcast, as I said, it was our very first episode. Now, I really liked the game. My co-hosts did not like it nearly as much as I did. But, you know, I think that made for a really interesting conversation. So I have one take on the game, and you've probably kind of, you know, figured it out by now. But they have a different take on it. So that might be an interesting thing to listen to. But yeah, check out our podcast, like and subscribe and etc., whatever they tell you to do on YouTube. And thanks for watching.